if Pereira's asking for people to speak about it, here I am. I'm not taking away from Garn, but that instance, we need to have conversations about that because that was pretty bad. Pereira, Garn. We obviously broke these fights down, and you've seen a bit of that. You've seen Garn. I said there's going to be a massive moment that I was 50-50 on who would win. I thought Garn was going to do very well. You're going to see him landing a lot of jabs. He will land some kicks. You're going to see him have some success, knowing that Pereira's going to try and come into a range. But I just thought there's going to be a massive moment, and I reckon it's Pereira. Like, I literally just went with that, if you remember the breakdown. So I did get it wrong. I ended up going with Pereira, but I did talk about how I thought the fight was going to go. I knew Pereira would walk into a lot of jabs. Pereira still done a good job of making that hard to land. He had his hands like this, so when he would throw his jab, he would just sort of, deflect it with that arm. So he was able to stop a lot of them because the timing and the distance was always there because Pereira had to come forward aggressive. So that's why the jabs was always going to land. Again, when Garn does it, he's going to do it maybe on the back foot, maybe he'll go forward a little bit, but he's not usually fully committing and wanting to go for the finish straight away off a jab, right? He knew that Pereira is going to be looking for counters, land the jab, get himself back again. And he was doing a pretty good job of that. And yeah, you seen start to have a bit of success. And I did say, can I see Garn finishing Pereira because Pereira's going to keep pressuring forward and then all this footwork, changing stances, just running him onto big shots like he's done, like he has done with Tai Tuivasa's and stuff like that. I did say that. I can see that. I just thought Pereira was going to have his moment. And that's what happened, right? Just walked him in, boom, and then dropped him from the jab. I will talk about this. I don't want to take too much credit away from Garn. I think you're starting to see people talk about Pereira bring it up about the back of the head shots. I was watching that and being like, far out, that's a lot of back of the head shots. So I get it's going to happen when you're going for it, but the ref, I think he should have been pulling him up, as he's doing it. I was trying to look when he was doing it. This is how long it was actually happening for. And again, I don't want to take nothing away from Garn, but this, obviously, I'm breaking down fights, and this is what I seen. Because straight away, there was a lot of back of the head shots, I thought. And the only things he could sort of do was these sort of shots, because his head was high, some of his face was hidden on the leg. So he can maybe try and get around, but because he was deep on the single and he was trying to use this arm, getting around was hard. So that's why I'm not really going to get clean shots unless it's on the back of the head. So that's why I feel like, I feel like Garn maybe, again, was he thinking, I want to hit him in the back of the head? No, I don't think he was thinking that. I think he was trying to, I'm going to try and get around, but he wasn't in a position that he could. So going by that, that'll be very hard to finish because maybe you've got other little punches like this, side punches. Are you going to knock him out with that? No. Can you generate a lot more power like this? 100%. But that's out the window if you're worried about hitting the back of the head. That's out the window if you hit him once or twice in the back of the head. Watch the back of the head. You're going to be like, oh, I'm going to get disqualified here. DQ, right? I'm not going to keep doing that. And then it would have been harder for him to keep hurting him, right? So I can see why Pereira would be mad because I'm like, I was hanging onto the leg and was pretty safe. I was in a position where it would have been a lot harder for him to really land big shots. It would have had to be little hammer fists like that, which he could probably eventually survive from because you'd see that big shots that was going and then he'd wobble again as he was wobbling while he was trying to hang on. Again, I don't want to, you got to remember, Garn, this is going to happen. We're fighters. You hurt someone, you go for the finish, this stuff's going to happen because you're trying to go for the finish and you're just, you're going for it. I'm not saying Garn did it on purpose, but I felt like the ref, maybe, Herb, I love you, mate, but I feel like you should have been pretty vocal. Watch the back of the head. I don't even, I remember looking and he'd seen a couple of men and he wasn't. And I'm like, it's not even telling him to watch the back of the head. I'm like, oh, what's going on here type thing. I'm not just, maybe the angle was a bad angle for him. But that's how many shots to the back of the head was happening that I would seen a couple, then went to look at the ref to see he was even saying anything. Oh, he's not even saying anything. Looking back, man, he's still going. I kept looking back. I'm talking, there was a decent amount of time with a lot of shots to the back of the head. Again, I'm taking it away from Garn because I'm talking about this quite a bit. But it should be a talking point. I'm not taking it away from Garn. I feel like maybe if Herb would say, watch the back of the head, he would have maybe, I didn't realize I was hidden, maybe he would think, or he'll try better to get around. But I felt like, could that be a different outcome? Probably not, right? But we never know, because he was proper wobbled. As soon as he got up, he was wobbled. He was there enough, Ghan trying to finish, and he was countering. He was doing what he always does too, like it's just instinct for him. A punch was coming, he's just hooking at the exact same time. He's real good at doing that. He was trying to do that. Some of them got close, he even landed a couple of them, but still wobbly legs while he was doing it, and just obviously ended up just getting caught. But it's a tricky one. Ghan did great, fought great. Was he getting the finish anyway? Probably. But was there back of the head shots? Yes, there was. Could there be a different outcome if you hurt Pereira? Because he was obviously doing the right stuff to recover. So he was on his way to recover until there was a lot of other shots. And I explained where I thought them shots were landing. And then he was getting wobbled, and you get direct contact on the brain like this. So that's going to be hard to recover from. So it's a tricky one, man. I can see 100% why. Look, I'm trying to, because again, I get along with him. Like, Ghan seems like a very nice guy. Like, every time I see him, very nice guy. Like, I was, seeing him a couple of times. He's on the same floor to me. So I'm trying to be really nice about this, but there was, because I don't like, I don't want to throw shade on people. But I mean, there was a lot of back of the head shots, a lot of them. And yeah, and to be honest, if it was someone that I didn't like that did that, I'd probably be a lot more clear with how I'm saying this, right? Because there was a lot of. So that's sort of, it's a pretty big deal. I think you might even see something come from this. I don't know, is Pereira, do you know if Pereira's trying to look to